Hello everyone. I want to just make a short recap about the last trade as I've shared with everyone. So as you guys can simply see here, we had this. I personally had this area on my list for today, and let's have a look like this. So as you guys can see here, we had during this Asian session we had a level of range. Price has been just going sideways, and we had a break of a structure around this zone which we had it bearish. What happened basically, it was very like choppy trend, but on the 15 minutes time frame we can simply see how we do had a clean demon area here. And as well, if you check the 5 minutes time frame as well, the closest area it was exactly this candle. You guys can see here, after this candle we had this impulsive move, which price we can't take this zone here because price already acted. So this was the only zone, 5 minutes, 15 minutes valid to look for sell. And at the meantime we do had the 1 hour time frame. So if you guys check the 1 hour time frame, exactly this candle, so we had this range area, price break under this whole level, so we shift fully bearish. On the 1 hour time frame, as we have been bullish between this and this level. So based on my scenario, so I was looking for the short order. So what happened basically, when the price came, so I was targeting to get out around this area on the 5 minutes or just 1 minute, because this zone was a zone price might would pause but never retraces, so that's why it was still a valid zone. But what happened the moment price came around this area, so let me just have make it just close. The moment price came around here, we have been just like 50 pips, towards the TP zone, but then it started to reverse and it has created a new high during this during the New York session basically. But if you would have the entry, let's say from this 5 minute, you simply had a 1 to 1 hour. And I will tell you, it depends on your stop loss as well. Okay, so my stop loss is, it depends on the zone. I put minimum 50 pips always and maximum 100 pips. So this is just a this is based on my setup, and as I said, it depends on the zone. So it didn't respect, right? Price headed to the upside, and as I always mention this, you don't have to get FOMO, fear or afraid or anything when you're getting a stop loss, right? What you basically should do, check the market, and if you see like there's nothing clean, get out from the chart, come back later. And the market, when such a moves happen, honestly market gives a clear direction or a clear signal where you can see better after. But at that moment, if you got the stop loss, don't dig in just to find an area right on the lower time frame probably, or just looking every 5 minutes price might reverse at any moment. No, so just follow your setup. So it doesn't matter if you're trading US30, if you're trading forex, if you're trading crypto, if you're trading on stock market. So this is generally, I'm just talking to anybody, so no matter what market you're trading, that doesn't matter. So just stick to your plan. So this was the scenario for today, and potentially as the price break above this zone here, so what I had this zone here to look for long on the lower time frame, to be honest, but it wasn't enough strong for me as well, so I didn't really mark them. But still, it's a zone probably I would be interested later I'm sorry, if I would see some confirmation around this area. At the meantime, as you guys can see here, in the past I had this area already marked based on this beautiful move we had. Look at this range area, and how price nicely break through, right? We had this strong bearish move, price create during the London session on 28th of March, and we do potentially as well had on during the New York session on the same day in the afternoon. But I do had this scenario, so I set my alarm on the 4-hour time frame. So if we check the 4-hour time frame, check this out, we do have this beautiful 4-hour supply area, and at the meantime my entry was on the 15 minutes and 5 minutes. So if we check 1-hour time frame, look at this, literally we do have the 1-hour time frame as well. So but at this point, because we had this impulsive move, so my entry was on the 15 minutes time frame to just cover above this area, and because we would definitely have some liquidity around this level. So if I'm putting this line here, you can see where the price create is, wick around this zone. So my stop loss was above this area to cover with at least some like 30 pips, I was. So, and even this one was above 30 pips. So solidly, you can simply see how this acted really smooth. I closed around 1 to 2 or close to 2.5, but this area to close to get out was perfect, to be honest. It would make sense because we do have a potential demand area as far as this candle wouldn't close under this structure. So you could close basically from this area to 2.5, or with if you would have a 100 pips. But if you would have, to be honest, 50 pips, let me just put 50, you would definitely close on 5-hour. Simple as that. The closest zone was here. So it's important to consider the risk reward, how you are really keeping them consistent, as well those key areas. And you simply can see here that we do had, I had one scenario, and then I didn't see anything clean. Then this zone was based on the past price. I had my alarm in advance. The moment I got the alarm on my email, then I got in front of the chart, which had happened in the 4-hour time frame, and then I was just placed my order, and you can simply see that's now like it just happened, right? The move already happened. So we end up still the day with a profit. Last week, this week, the week before, I don't see those all scenarios which I shared here with all of you guys. I've been really strictly selective to give you guys those high trade setups. You might, I see some, maybe any of you might taking these scenarios, but remember, then the risk is you have to manage your risk. You have to be responsible and accountable for yourself. So it was just some short insight about today's scenarios, and I hope that this has been helpful.